only the ladies need to have the cameras on, or all the guys can have it off. I want to see them.
Thank you, Prof.
I'll consider myself a guy today. I'm also going to turn off my camera.
Why?
I'm in class, I'm working. I don't want you to see my class.
Can, no problem, Lisa, for sure.
Oh, but by the
Don't
way,
worry about
before I go, before I mute myself completely for the class, Doctor, I just need to find out, tomorrow is the due date for the assignment, all right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No? You extended it?
No. Whatever you're asking, I'm just said no. The answer is no. What are you asking me?
No, I have to ask you because I just want to confirm certain issues before I proceed with the assignment.
Sure.
So I know, thank you very much for replying to the message I sent you. All right. Now I'm still very unsure of the report style. I know you sent me a link to look at, but the thing is, when you say standard report, is it something like I'm reporting for like a proposal, or I'm reporting it, like a research form? How do I write it, or do I just write it in a formal way?
No, of course it's in a formal way, but you use your best judgment now. Meaning to say, I can't even remember what the question is. The paper is directed at whom?
Yes, we are supposed to pick a business model and propose the profitable. We are supposed to propose how profitable this business idea is going to be. That's the question.
Mm-hmm. So you can imagine it has to be something. Yeah, so it appears to be something formal. I mean, using your judgment, is something formal, maybe to a startup committee or to a venture capitalist like that. So it has to be in a report format, right? So it's quite technical. So it's all in a formal report format, I imagine. Yeah, that would make sense.
My question here is, if I'm going to write it, this is how I've started it. I put in an introduction to the choice of my business model, my business idea, and then I describe why I've chosen it with some of your sub pointers you gave. I describe why I've chosen it and where the location is going to be. Mine is on e-learning, of course, a business model e-learning, and then describe in length using subheadings. Will that be sufficient with subheadings? What I'm going to say in every subheading? Okay.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Follow the report format. All have subheadings and so on. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you. Let me see who else is here. Let me see. Okay. Morna is here.
Yes, Prof.
Yeah. No. Just making a note. Thing is, I forgot to bring my mouse to the university, so I'm now using my fingers. Yeah. So it's a bit irritating now. I mean, it's not say I can't. My notebook is very change, very sophisticated. But the problem is the person using it is not that sophisticated. Aslina, do you face the same problem?
No. My mom is here.
Good lah. Make me feel even worse. Good. Make me feel. See, Ashkin, these people are very bad, trying to make me feel better. They say, no, we all are good. We use sophisticated machines and we are sophisticated people. So thank you very much for that. But having said that,
Sorry, Prof, may I suggest that maybe you can go out and ask any of the Uni Razakian that can maybe lend you a mouse to solve your problem, maybe?
All my colleagues are also having classes.
Oh, I mean the admin or some students maybe sitting outside that do have some, maybe they have two mouses.
Why would anyone have two mouses?
Yeah, I have two. I mean, technically I have two, but when I go out, I bring one. At home, I have like technically two, three. Yeah.
So your psychological issues, we are not too concerned. We know that you have problems. Guys,
Yeah.
please disregard that. You don't need many houses. Chan got OCD, obsessive compulsive,
Disorder.
OCDR. No,
Disorder.
OCDM. No, obsessive compulsive disorder for mouse.
Mouses.
OCDM. Yeah. Actually, I have at home, but those mouse I don't use anymore. I just dump them aside. But next time I'm going to dump one in my knapsack, because sometimes yesterday I was so busy. I was working on a project. I was working really, really hard. I had to basically was answering seven serious questions, and I have the answer already. Answer is I can do very fast. The only thing is the formatting, the referencing, that sort of thing I was working on. And yesterday, Ashikin, how sad. I didn't go for my run. Mona, I didn't go for my run. No, I didn't. I worked on it until about 4 o'clock. I went to sleep in the afternoon, and I woke up at 5 o'clock, and I then took a shower, and I continued working until 9:30. So sad. Yeah. And even my lunch and dinner, 10-15 minutes only. Then and I got all the way till about 4. So now I've got 5, 6, 7. The answers are there. It's just the formatting. But I want to finish it. It's not even due. Not even due for one of my clients. It's not even due. But I have this bad habit of finishing things very early. And I feel glad. It makes me really happy. Does it make you happy when you finish it early in time? And the other reason why we do it is because it's called Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law says what can go wrong will go wrong. So you have to do it secepat mungkin. Right not? On the other hand, Mona, there are students who write to me on the 11th hour and ask me questions which I've answered in the first lecture. Now they are asking me. So Ashikin, they all imagine, Aslina, diorang ingat, I am their personal tutor. I'm not. You cannot afford me as a personal tutor. You cannot afford, right? And I'm not. So and then I don't know what to say. And the question they asked Pusatu, you didn't attend class. We went through the questions at the start. We had the time you could have asked. In the class you could have asked, but it didn't. They just didn't. Ashkin, what should I do with them? That is why, Aslina, in this country, they do not allow gun licenses. Guns. Tidak dibenarkan. Part of the reason is because the best customer to buy the guns will be the lecturers. The people queuing up to buy the guns first will be professors. First, then associate professor, then assistant professor, then lecturer, then teacher. The main one who will buy is the professor, because two things. Either the professor opens the window and jumps out himself to put himself out of misery, or he takes away the misery, which is the student asking a question that has already been answered.
That's why,
It's
Prof.
a norm,
Normally, professor
know.
or all the high level, you all have high EQ, to manage all this, to balance all this act.
Oh, somebody has lied to you. We have no EQ. I'm very sorry. Somebody has just lied. Whatever you read an article, it is not true. See, Mona very smart,
Mona is trying to model.
Mona scared they approved the gun license. She quickly says, no, your EQ very high. Smart, right?
No, Prof, that's another blue ocean strategy that you can explore to have the gun in Malaysia.
Really, if they allow guns, that's it. That's it. The student, I will insist on all class being face-to-face. I refuse to do it Google Meet. Why? Because guns won't work that way, right? All my face-to-face. That way, Mona, how? Even though I don't like the student, I cannot do anything. But if face-to-face,
Prof, actually, you have a more powerful weapon actually compared to the gun,
Yes.
but you didn't
What
use
is
it.
that?
Yeah, you just tell the student, if you ask me a question that I've repeated, your points will be -10. I think smart student, they will not ask you any question anymore. I mean technically they will not ask lah, but they still ask. Yeah, you just minus lah, that's all.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to apply that from now on. You all don't blame me. This is Chantik.
Thank you, Chantik.
Yeah, you want to die or you want to get -10 marks? I think -10 marks is much more better than get killed, I think.
And Chan, you're already killing us, you know.
Yeah. So good.
10 marks is a lot.
Yeah, a request. I take a request from the Rakyat. The Rakyat has spoken that I should then adhere to that. You will deduct accordingly.
Yet to go to the parliament. Parliament not yet.
Okay, guys.
Democracy,
y'all, I cannot speak about anything because you all get carried away and you all carry me away as well. So please, let's stay focused. Look at the screen. What do you see here? What's happening on the screen?
This guy has a very good core muscle. If he can really do that.
Also silly at the same time. Can fall anytime. No?
Can fall, Can fall. The question is here, you see, but can somebody do this? Possible?
The professional, well-trained, I believe can, but how long that one, I'm not really sure.
Good point, Chan, because that is the point I'm coming to. Because one is doing it is one thing, but whether it is sustainable, see the word here, sustainable competitive advantage. So this is what we are studying today, or we are looking at, all right? Sustainable, see, competitive, you can do. Maybe you can do for 2 seconds. Maybe you can do for 5 seconds. Okay, maybe you do for 1 minute, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not sustainable. Of course, I'm giving you a very almost hilarious or humorous view of it, but that's the point I'm trying to make, right? To sustain. And even though you look at this, but later you think in terms of businesses, it's like that as well, in terms of how businesses are run and the challenges that they face if they are not able to sustain, right? So even if you are creative, you are innovative, all good, but you must sustain, right? Now, otherwise, there are many businesses you'll be surprised who run initially, got a lot of customers, products, whatever, for a short time, for first 6 months. After that, by the end of the first year, they are struggling. By the end of second year, they shut down. Okay, so this subject actually is quite important. So, or this area of what we are studying. The other thing I want to tell you is that what you are studying today is going to be very useful to you. I have this bad habit of teaching students that are things that are very important for them, right? Which is why sometimes we don't look at the textbook much. So what I'm saying is, if you study this, it is not about strategic, it's not about creativity and innovation. It applies everywhere, in other subjects, in other areas. Tomorrow, when you all are doing your PhD, and I'm sure some of you may think about it, this will apply as well. So basically what I'm trying to impress upon you is that if you do this, guys, it's worth understanding it, and it's not difficult at all. You will find at the end of the day, you will definitely understand it. That I can guarantee you, right? For example, if Noashkin is not sure, she can just take a tape and measure her forehead. At the end of the class, her forehead will be bigger because more information. Okay, sometimes I tell my wife, I say, oh yeah, my phone now are very light because I deleted a lot of information. She's not impressed at all. Not impressed. My wife is never impressed by me. So I don't know how to handle that. But more importantly, where SCA is concerned, guys, this discussion will only take 37 minutes and 42 seconds. I'm glad Ashkin is writing it down because then it'll be proven that I can do it. In 37 minutes, that's all I need your attention. I want you to just listen. Don't worry about the notes. The notes will be given to you. I want you to listen and think in terms of your assignment. You think in terms of, because this one will also apply in your final assessment. All of this one can apply in many places. It's a very useful, it's principled. So not just for creativity and innovation as well. All right, guys. So let's take a look, see, and see what we can find here. Okay. One of the key things you will realize is that this guy, I don't know if you've heard of Peter Senge, he's not so famous now, but one time a very famous management guru. And he said the ability to learn faster than your competitors is the only competitive advantage. Now, why did he say that? Well, simply because if like Chantek comes up with a new product, what will happen? Somebody might copy him easily. China, for example, has been doing a lot of copying of products and they sell cheaper. Did you know that actually Japan was the same way? Many, many years ago, you won't believe it. Now you buy a Japanese product, oh, Sony, all these names are very expensive, right? And it's almost like a status symbol, right? But do you know, before this, 60, 70 years ago, Japan was basically copying everybody. And a Japanese product was looked down upon. But today it's not. Same with China. China copy everybody. And now they build on the technology. Soon you will find China's products also become like that. They will go up the value chain. That should happen in economies. It must happen. Right now. Otherwise, how? Otherwise, it'll be known as the middle income trap. Did you study economics? Have you done a subject called economics?
I don't think we have this common subject.
You've heard of it?
Yes, heard about it.
You've heard of the word?
Yes.
What's that? You've heard of the word economics? Wow, thanks.
Economics, because my background was from science, so economy is not my subject also.
Good luck. Here comes all the excuses, but there's no excuse. You think what? I studied economics. Economics is guys, economics, whether you're from maths or science or arts, I don't care, but you must know economics because economics is real. It's what's happening out there. And especially you must know economics because our politicians always talk about economics and they know nothing about it. So you must know. Aslina is nodding her head. So that is why you must know economics, up and thing. Because there are a lot of things. And I love subjects that are real. I just dive into it. I bought books on economics to read, even though I don't have that background. You know, Ashik, in those days, people say, oh, he's got an economics degree and he's doing something on economics. It sounded like it's so, wow, you know, and as if like something like we couldn't study. Nonsense. I'm telling you, only I could teach you economics. It'll blow your mind. Somebody asked me a question. Somebody posed this question. I think they said something like, how do you apply? Can we apply the Keynes theory? Keynes economic theory is a very old theory. Keynes. Keynes. It's called Keynes. Keynesian theory to the Malaysian economy to help SMEs, to help the local economy and the SMEs. That sentence alone got so many mistakes. Firstly, Keynes is a very old theory. It's not to say it's a bad theory, but Keynes theory is a very, how should I say, reactive theory. Maybe if something going, oh, Malaysia, we got a recession, so government must put in spending. Oh, the economy is booming, we increase taxes, that kind of thing to try and, smoothen out the bumps on the growth path. But today, if you want to help SMEs survive, you cannot just rely on that. You need politicians or economists who are intuitive. Government must take intuitive decisions. Why? For example, it's not about now, it's about what's going to happen in a short time to assist the SME. You must have digitization, you say it's going to be very important, right? IoT is going to be very important. Things like, if you think these are going to be important, you now must prepare the SMEs for that. You understand?
Yep,
the current SMEs who are running, if you just go and give them some money, hey, now you're running this, I give you now. You do now, you will not last, you will die. Cannot. Right? So they must plan. So there are many new theories that are already in place, right? So what I'm saying is, and then they talk about how do we save the SMEs in the local economy. There is no such word called local economy. What local economy are you talking about? When you talk about economy in the economic sense, there's no local economy. Why? Because Everything around you affects you, right? What local economy are you talking about? Unless you live in a cave. I give you an example. If you took the whole sea, you go to Port Dickson, the sea, right? The sea. Port Dickson is not the sea, lah. I just testing you out. That's the Straits of Malacca. Okay, you want to hear sea? South China Sea, Kuantan. Big water, big water. You go to the big water, you take a net and you make one circle in the net and you put the net inside the water and you say, this is my country, this is local economy. The waves is coming, the shark is coming, right? All is coming, the wind is coming. Cannot. This is the first thing one has to understand, that the economy doesn't stand by itself anymore. Not only for Malaysia, other countries been summer. Currency fluctuation, the wars that happen, right? No, it affects you, like it or not. So how do you save the SMEs? Somebody in government has to buy me lunch, lah. I tell you, so that I can sit with them and work, because I'm very passionate about that. So that's what I'm saying. When you say you ask a question based on an old theory, you use words like local economy, just simply use the words without understanding, then the misunderstanding goes there. And who suffers? The SME suffer, the small businessman who's trying to survive. He just cannot, right? I give you another example, a simple example. My last example on economics. This is the economics part of the subject. When you do your MBA, make sure when you get your transcript, the word economics is there, and make sure you have an A, because you sat for my class a bit. So 2 in 1. Azlina, value add.
I'll send an email to Uniraza there to request that.
Of course, you should. That's what I just said.
It's just I need Prof to endorse.
For example, I give you a very simple example, guys. And this is real. And this is a long time. I think before COVID, I was in Washington. So I was in Washington. As usual, I get hungry at all the wrong times, right? Time to eat, I'm not hungry. Not time to eat, I'm hungry. Come to think of it, that's what my wife always complained about me. Just not going to eat food, but you didn't eat, now you're hungry. Why, Azlina, all the wives scold the husband this way? They're not happy when we are hungry at a different time. Aku tak faham
For
lah.
everything.
Yeah, I know. It's time for everything. It's time for, no, not every time for everything. Not, so I always get hungry. Okay, anyway, come back to the story. The point is, I'm in Washington, so I'm walking around. So I go to this convenience store, I buy something. So I go and buy something. I enter the store, tak ada orang dah langsung. There is nobody in the store. Everything is automated. The barang-barang is all there in special shelves, whatever. You can just take, you pay, you walk out. There's nobody. So what does that mean? That means efficiency level is very high, meaning to say it's very effective. And the control mechanisms are all there already, right? It's automated, it's RFID, you name it, whatever technology can. Now you see the local SME here. He's opening a store. He opened his store, he's got labor, and everything is done laboriously, right? The accounting, the this and that, everything is being done. There, if you pick up one thing, everything is connected. Your payment, your this one, the accounting in the back end is all updated, all done. So very efficient, very effective. The value add is very high, right? So the returns on investment becomes very high. Now, the local SME guy, what is he doing? He's doing it the old way, right? Some slight improvement, but not much. So he's running a chain of store. So what's going to happen? Tomorrow, the foreign chain is going to come in. He's going to compete with this guy. How is he going to survive? So if you know this, you must prepare this fellow. You must prepare this SME guy. You must prepare him with training, funding for automation, all these things which is happening, then you must prepare him. So depending on which category. And these sort of things only government can do, sebab apa? Because the government only can allocate the resources for this sort of thing. Kan? Otherwise, it's very hard, very challenging. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just that's my little bit on somebody asked me a silly question. So they all need to think about that, be useful, and they can then help somebody. So basically, Peter Sanjay is saying, look, you whatever you do, if Ashikin comes up with a new invention or whatever, tomorrow somebody in China is going to copy her, make the product, right? Even in Europe, anywhere they could do that. Right? That's just the reality of it all. So Sanjay is saying you must learn, keep on learning. So when we talk about the SME, we talk about anybody, any businesses or any creativity, innovation, constantly, you cannot sit back and say that, okay, I've done it already. You must do more, basically. Yeah? So just to tell you that we're going to try and understand what, if we say SCA is important, what resources you need to achieve it. We want to talk about that and how firms should behave. We want to talk about what contributes to this value addition, okay? And we'll talk also about how it relates to other concepts, okay? I'll just go through that. If you look at something like this, this is basically what I'm saying, because out there, businesses so much bigger than you, right now. For example, if you want to compete with Google, Google is a US-based company, is very large. You want to compete with Amazon. Do you know that the Amazon boss, Jeff Bezos, is likely to become the first trillionaire in the world? Trillionaire. All of you have no hope of doing that. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because if you look at your calculator, it cannot even calculate $1 trillion. So you must start off by having a calculator that can calculate $1 million. Then you can have $1 million. Asking yes or no? You don't even have a calculator that can accommodate the digits. I want to be a millionaire. For your lah, myself, my calculator only other 3 and 2, 5 digits lah. But it's okay. We are poor people. So, I'm saying, it's very challenging. You need to understand the urgency. If you're studying something, you must understand why you're studying. If I'm teaching you SCA, you must understand why. So when you see this gamba, you realize one of the things when you look at this gamba, people always say, oh, not fair, not fair. This is the problem. In business, it's not fair. Because the small businessman has to compete with the big one. Right? No, it's not fair. That is why in the Olympics, why do they have weight category? Judo, boxing, they got weight category. What's the reason for having the weight category?
Make it fair.
Huh?
Make it fair. You are
Make
competing in the same category.
Exactly, to make it fair, the word fair. But in business out there, there's no fairness. If Azlina went and after her MBA, she listened to me, everything, she said, I start my business. She started 3 months. Azlina started 3 months and she got $3,000 in the bank. And her neighbor, that guy had been running the business for 60 years. He's got $60 million in the bank. Is he going to say, oh, I tell you what, let's wait for Azlina to grow the next 5 years, then I'll compete with her. Will he say that? No, why not? They're competing. So is it fair? It's not. So that is why, guys, we need to understand SCA. Sangat penting. By understanding it, we can at least find a way to try and resolve many issues. Okay, look. SCA was studied by these two chapos, Varadarajan and Jayachandran, right? Actually, it was studied in interestingly in marketing strategy. They talked a lot about it in marketing strategy. And then others also talked about, earlier they talked about competitive advantage. So they say, no, others. One is SCA and one is CA. So CA is competitive advantage. So they say that you can get a CA by adding value, by improving something. Okay. For example, if somebody, there's a shop selling stall selling teh tarik. So got 2 stalls selling teh tarik, right? They can't change the price of the teh tarik much lah. This fella sell for RM1. By the way, how much is a teh tarik today? I haven't had a teh tarik, I think, in 8 years. How much the teh tarik cost?
250 to RM3, I think.
250. Yeah. 250. Okay, let's say 250 lah. $2.50. If this guy charged 250, the other guy also charged 250, right? Can't really change that much. But in order to get more customers, one of the guys may go and put up a screen, football screen to watch football. So we can get more customers, kan? He will get more. What has he done? He added value. We can say that he added value, right? Or this other guy, let's say there are 2 Japanese restaurants, both also selling the same thing. So one restaurant has got better service, give them better service, faster, and everything. Price is the same. So it's called superior execution. So they get more customers. So it's either by adding value or by superior execution, right? Doing it better, being nicer to the customer. That's examples I'm saying. So basically, if you do that, you can get a competitive advantage. But is it sustainable? Here's the issue. The teh tarik stall that had a screen and he get more customers, the other guy can go and buy a screen as well. Isn't it? He also go and buy, he's going to put football because you did that. So the competitive advantage doesn't last. Singkat, very short. Very short. This is something you can think about. So then comes along this guy. I'm very not happy with this guy at all. His name is Barney. The reason why I always call him the purple dinosaur. Do you know the purple dinosaur? Yeah. I call him that because I'm not pleased with him. Because he came up with this idea before me. Right? And I'm sure I would have come up with this idea before if I was younger. Still young, but younger. So Barney then goes on to say that, hey, you can have a competitive advantage. But the question is it sustained? And how do we do that? And he argued, he has a point. He comes up with a definition, right? And you can see, it's so important. I even put the citation here, right? So you can use it in your assignment, wherever you're going to use it now. But essentially, he says, you are firstly must implement something that creates value that others don't offer, right? And you must offer something that people cannot copy. That's what Barney said. Then it's called a sustainable competitive advantage. Kalau tidak, it's just called competitive advantage. It's just called competitive advantage. So today's study is actually about that, about how to achieve a sustained competitive advantage and how to assess and analyze that, right? So you can see the citation I've given you here, right? A good example, guys, is like Coca-Cola, for example, and Microsoft. They have a competitive advantage because they have created a moat around a business. You see the word there, M-O-A-T? Can you see? M-O-A-T. These businesses have created a moat. What's a moat? Anybody knows what a moat is? Have you all watched the movie Shrek? Shrek. If you watch Shrek, you will see the Shrek castle. And the Shrek castles, usually around the Shrek castle is what? A body of water. And then in order to get into the castle, you must put the drawbridge down. Then people get into the drawbridge, then the drawbridge goes up, and then there's a water around the castle. That's called a moat. A moat is anything that protects something, right? In Coca-Cola's case, the moat is its brand, right? Protects it, right? And of course, they patent it as well, so you can't go and use it. Microsoft's operating system, these are things that they have that can keep on protecting so they can last for a long time. If you have nothing to protect you, you won't last. You will enjoy some success for a short time, but not for very long, okay? The other key word you want to see here, guys, is the word to reap extraordinary profits. Not just ordinary profits, but extraordinary profits. So you're thinking, Oh, but why do people have to make extraordinary profits? Right? Let me explain to you something. In 50, 60 years ago in Malaysia, there were a lot of British or European companies that were still selling products here, right? Different type of products, electrical and so on. And what some of the local businessmen at the time thought that, hey, this product sold by this British company cost 70 ringgit. But you know what? If I source the parts and everything, I can make it and actually sell it for 12 ringgit. I can make 2 ringgit profit. The item costs $10. I can sell at $12. They are selling at 70. Extraordinary profit. But you see here, this is something that very few people understand. You need that profit. It's not that you're going to take the profit for yourself, really. You need that profit so that you can hire people to work for you. You need that profit so that you can do R&D and improve and grow. So the local company that sold it for 12 ringgit is today still the same type of company, right? And the guy who owns it is still running the business. He's still working. This other company has grown on to become a big company with more technologies and more everything, and certified accountants and lawyers, everyone working for the company. You see the difference? Because they have that money to spend. So a lot of small businesses around you, wherever you stay, in the Taman or wherever, even in my area where you stay, you find a lot of people running the business. They have to run it. They cannot afford to hire people to run it because the margins are too small right now. And when you do that, is that sustainable? No. If you are running the business, one day you fall sick, one day you are ill, right? Or whatever reason, you cannot run the business because it's not being run. It cannot be run professionally because your profits are too small. So you need you need something that can sustain you and can provide you those extraordinary profits. Yeah. Otherwise, it can't work. So this is what we need to understand. Okay. So the point is, SCA, as I told you at the start, isn't only a study by itself, but it's linked to so many things, right? These are some of the things. It's linked to customer orientation. It's linked to market orientation, business networks, coalitions, right? So, for example, like me, when we were in the pulp and paper business, it's very hard to sell anything, because the price, there's no differentiation on the product. It's always about price. So it's very difficult. How to extract a price from the market is very difficult. So the way to, in that scenario, in a commodity market, to gain an advantage was to have a close customer orientation. Know your customer well, understand his needs, build relationships so that they can stay with you, right? So for example, coalition. Let's say, for example, if Ashkin is now supplying a product in Malaysia, she goes onto TikTok. So she's got a lot of followers. So she's selling a lot of stuff. Very good. And the stuff comes from China. Now, here's the problem. If she's very successful, somebody will say, oh, I think I will go and buy the thing direct from China so I can order one. Can, isn't it? They go to the supplier. But if the supplier now works with her and says, we sign a contract, joint venture, you become the sole distributor for Malaysia. Isn't that better? It's much better, isn't it? Everyone who has to buy through her for the Malaysian market. So that's called a coalition, right? You form a coalition, a joint venture, a merger, partner, whatever you want to call it, that can give you a competitive advantage, right? It's even sustainable subject to the contract. So let's say they sign with you and say, we sign with you for a period of 10 years. 10 years is when your advantage is sustainable, 10 years. So basically, if you consider businesses and all that, you want to think along these lines. How can we do that? How can we get into that sort of thing and have that advantage? So these are quite important things. I put the citations here. You can use the citation references in your assignments as well. and that will be very useful. You can see here. These are all the citations. I know a lot of you are very excited. Immediately after class, you're going to look for the journal and start reading it, right? I know. So I'm sure that's going to happen. Is that? Yeah.
I like your confidence, Prof.
I know. I can already see in your eyes that you can't even remember what I said the last 10 minutes ago. So,
Yeah, smart, Prof.
that's 1 mark. That's 1 mark. I'm taking it from Ashkin. I know that. I told you before I got no mark. I'll take from Ashkin. I'm giving it to Chan. That's it, Chan. Chan, you. No,
Thank you, Prof.
cannot.
Thank you, Prof.
I got to take it from somewhere now. What do you want? Yeah, I got no marks to give. The marks all belong to you. And you can see here that SCA applies across many dimensions. Branding, market orientation, organization learning, SCA applies. And I put the citations here. And also this page is to show off to you that I did a lot of work. So you all are like, oh. Are you all impressed? Are you all impressed?
Impressed.
Impressed,
Yes,
Ashiki is trying to get back a mark from you, Chante.
yes.
It's okay. Give her back, Prof.
No, she didn't sound that convinced. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. So anyway, this is it, See now the work I do, we all appreciate also. See, so much relationship, marketing, networking. So SA applies across the board in so many areas, guys. So, so continuously developing new capabilities. Then there's this thing called distinctive capabilities and reproducible capabilities. So there's a distinction. Okay, let's just take a look and see what does that mean. Distinctive are something that you need to know the difference, because distinctive means that very hard for you to copy. Very hard. Example of distinctive, patent. If I patent the thing, you cannot copy. Just like McDonald's. So McDonald's name, you cannot go and copy. You can go and set up one McDonald's in your Taman, cannot. Somebody went and call it McCurry. I don't know what happened to that case, but I know that McCurry.
Hey, but they win, Prof. That McCurry, they win.
They win,
Yes.
But are they still around?
I doubt, but they win the case.
Yeah, so basically this is the thing, but basically they got sued, whatever it is, the point is they're trying to protect themselves, right? Licenses, for example. When you have a driving license, is it a distinctive capability? You got license, what? It should be distinctive, right? Driving license?
Yes, to a certain extent.
Is it this?
Not so distinctive, but some employer will ask in the employment form whether are you driving or what.
Nonsense, Chante, that's nonsense. No distinction at all. Nothing distinctive. Almost everybody. Chante, almost everybody has a driving license. On top of that, there are people who can't drive having a driving license. Okay? My wife, for example, she's got a driving license. Does that mean she can drive? She's a danger to the public. Of course, she doesn't admit it, but I've been in a car, and I've held on for dear life. my wife doesn't.
So, Prof, I want to represent all Malaysians to say a thank you to you instead of adding the statistical accident rate and also the mortality rate.
Oh, no. You see, I tell her, I know, Chan, I tell her, but do you think she listens? The wife never listens to the husband. That's clear, she's still on the road, trust me. So you watch out the next time you cross the road.
Can you send me the car model and the plate number at least? I'll be aware.
So what I'm saying is, you have a driving license, so what? Right? It doesn't give you. But if you have other type of licenses, it depends, and so reproducible, of course, is something that people can. I'll give you some examples here. Technical, financial, non-exclusive licenses, right? Reproducible, people also can get. They don't have, they can get. technical specifications, right? People can make the same thing, right? You have finance. I remember one student in my class, a foreign student from Pakistan, says, "Sir, we are going to," because we were talking about this, we're having a discussion, and he says, "Sir, we'll have a sustainable competitive advantage because I'm going to set up a logistics company in Pakistan, and we have 50 million US dollars, 50 million US dollars, so we will have a competitive advantage." I said, "That's not a competitive advantage. If you have money, you have 50 million, tomorrow there could be somebody else who come with 100 million, then how?" Right now. So basically it's reproducible, what we're saying. Explicit knowledge is knowledge that's everywhere. You can Google it, you can check here, check there, library, whatever, you got all the information. Non-exclusive licenses, right, also doesn't give you any advantage at all. So these are all easily reproducible. So you have it, there's no big deal actually, right? On the other hand, there's distinctive. Now this distinctive is important. What are distinctive? These are examples. Intellectual property, right, protected. Exclusive license, like the exclusive license, like TNB, for example, exclusive license to run the energy company, right? They have an advantage. Statutory monopolies, TNB also is like that, a statutory monopoly. You want to buy electricity, it has to be from them. You can't buy it from anyone else, right? So they have the strength in that. If Ashikin says, "Oh, I'm not happy with my electricity bill, aku tak mau bayar, I will not pay," she says. Can. First month, second month. Ashikin, by the third month, you must go and collect a lot of firewood. You go and collect a lot of firewood or buy a lot of candles or something, because there will be no electricity for you, dear. You're stuck, all right? Because it's a monopoly. That's just the way it is. And TNB will turn around and tell you, "Oh, you're not happy, you pay first, then we'll see." By the way, the TNB has got an app now, isn't it? Have you got a TNB app? You can pay through the app. That day they reminded me, I just paid my bill. After 2 weeks, they remind me, said, "Would you like to pay your bill again?" Even though it's not a full month yet. Yeah. Okay, then strong brand. Strong brand, we talked about Coke, Microsoft. Leadership, good leadership. Why is good leadership distinctive? Because you cannot replace that. That's why people like Jack Welch and some of the top CEOs are being paid a lot of money, because there's only one such person, right? So it's definitely distinctive. Tacit knowledge. What do you mean by tacit knowledge? Tacit knowledge and skills. Anybody? Tacit knowledge. Anybody has any idea what tacit knowledge is? I'll give you an example, okay? Let's say if you bought a machine, expensive machine with lots of buttons, right? You run a factory, a large machine, lots of buttons. It's a new machine, so your technician now will read the manual, and then he press the button, he operate the machine. Okay, that's fine. And the knowledge he get is from the manual. It's explicit. It's out there. Explicit knowledge, isn't it? Now, after 30 years, you still have the factory, you're still running the machine. So now you have a new technician who just joined. If you ask him to start the machine, he will press certain buttons following the manual. Machine won't start. Machine won't start after 30 years. So you call the old technician, "Hey, teach this guy how to run the machine." Can. The guy will come. The old technician will also press all the buttons. But the difference is he will walk to the back of the machine and give it one good kick. The machine will start. That, my friend, is tacit knowledge. You understand? So tacit knowledge is what? Tacit knowledge comes from experience, right? Something that's inside your head. It's not in a textbook. So that sort of thing, right? Teamwork. Teamwork is hard to repeat. right? If your company has got good teamwork, you mean to say the other company can have good teamwork? No, because it's about how different people, right? The combination comes along. Culture, good culture, right? These are things that are very distinctive, right? Very hard to copy. Partnerships and so on, right? So you can see how that works here, guys. Right. So now we come to the last part. The last part is the SCA checklist. Okay. Since I told you that SCA is very important, right? I gave you that sense of urgency, that imperative, why it's important. Now we need to understand how can we analyze something like this and how can we then use it for whatever purpose we intend. Okay. So this checklist comes from the 4 criteria from Barney, Purple Dinosaur. That's right. What does it say here? Barney says you must apply 4 criteria. First, is it valuable? What does valuable mean, guys? Where are my people? What does valuable mean?
For me, it's like something people willing to pay to get the thing.
Willing to pay, right? Something valuable. What does rare mean?
Very hard to find.
Hey, Mona, who's from East Malaysia? I forgot. Was it Mona? Where's Sabah, is it?
Yeah.
So very rare. Kota Mount Kinabalu. Have you climbed Mount Kinabalu, Mona?
Yeah.
Have you? I'm not sure what she's saying. I think she thinks she's been kidnapped and she can't say anything.
Not, Prof.
Ah,
I've
you
not
have not,
climbed. Yep.
That means you're not really a Sabahan lah. You're bluff. You're bluff Sabahan. Because
No,
I've
normally
always,
Sabahan we won't climb here. We will just go there every time, every week we can just go there, you see. Go pick. No, we don't.
that is so weak. It's not even funny. As a Sabahan, my younger students, when I ask them, if you climb Mount Kinabalu, oh yeah, sir, 6, 7 times like that. No, like as if they went for a Sunday stroll, right? I climbed it once and I struck. Azlina, if anybody as a siapa tell you, hey, Azlina, climb na Kinabalu, senang. Nonsense. They lie to you, especially if they're Sabahans, they will just bluff you and you'll get into trouble because Sabahans are very strong. They're so used to climbing all these mountains. For us, fat, lazy West Malaysians eating inorganic food, not organic, inorganic food, we cannot climb anything. In fact, we don't even climb the stairs. We have this thing called elevators in these buildings. They look tall, but we're not using the stairs at all, right? And you notice everyone here is laughing because they know it refers to them. And we are West Malaysians, we are a sad lot. We're sad. I tell you, y'all think you got a long, big future ahead of you. Forget it. Do you know China and Thailand are working to build the Kra Canal? You know the Kra Canal they're going to make? You know what that means? The Kra Canal is they're going to cut the connection, the shortest area between Malaysia and Thailand. That one they're going to cut just above Malaysia, the Thailand part. They're going to cut that. Why? To reduce the distance of the sea route. Bermakna, the sea is coming, it doesn't have to go straight to Malacca lagi. It doesn't have to go to Singapore. It will cut through that side and go straight to China. So what are the implications? One is economically, you are in deep trouble. That's one. That's separate. Okay, fine. Singapore will sink. Never mind. That's not our problem. My point is, Malaysia will float away. Dah tak ada link, apa tu? There's no connection anymore. So Malaysia, West Malaysia will float away. The whole of West Malaysia will float away. And Mona, here's the bad news for you. We will come closer to you. I'm sad to share bad news with you on a Saturday, but I know it'll cause some nightmares. So Malaysia, bila dia buat canal, dia dah potong atas tu. Malaysia comes in like that. So they cut the top. Now we are loose, we are loose on the water. You understand now? And we will float. We will float. Where can we go? We can go to Indonesia. Or again, depends on the wind lah. Mona, if you're lucky, the wind blow, we could go to Java. That one I'm not sure. But more likely we'll go towards you. Mona, you're supposed to put up your hands and say welcome. What kind of Malaysian? You don't welcome us. This again, I tell you, the Sabahans are not our friend. I was expecting her to jump up and say, yes, come, please come to my shores. But she's trying to think like, how should I get the wind to blow them towards Java?
No, because we are already one, you see.
What's that?
We are already one. No need to welcome because we are already one.
No, we're not one lah.
Yeah.
You don't have a Mona, you have no West Malaysian toxic policies. You are not one with us. We must go there and infuse you with our toxicity. So you're not. You are still pure. You're still good. We need to. Anyway, think about it. Think about it. Chan is thinking about it. He's very quiet because he's thinking about it. Right? Because Chan is a thinker.
I'm thinking about the opportunities that we can expand in Sabah already.
Yes. But before the opportunities, Sabahans are, don't know lah. Anyway, when you go there, you contact Mona, see how. My point
You need
is,
to be quick, you see, because in Indonesia with Kalimantan, it's already moved in. You got to start now. Start sitting.
yeah, that's right. Hey, you guys, hey, that's an opportunity, it's big country, big market, right? Big population. Fourth most populous country in the world. The fourth. What's the first most populous country in the world? China. What's the second most populous country in the world?
India.
What's the third most populous country in the world?
Should be US, I think.
What's the fourth most populous country in the world?
Indonesia.
That's right. You must know this, guys. Population sangat penting because population denotes markets. Right? It's markets. So your neighbor is one of the fourth most populous country in the world. Up north, China, the most populous. On the other side is India. Right? So you must be friends with all these people because they are your markets. Kalau you pandai, these are your friends. You network with them. That's it. All right. So I'm not sure what we're talking about just now, but we're talking about rare, right? Mount Kinabalu is rare. So if Mount Kinabalu, to climb Mount Kinabalu, Mona, you don't laugh, you have to pay, okay? Now it's very expensive already. Last time very cheap. You have to pay to climb up. If Mount Kinabalu turn around and say, no, you want to climb this mountain? Everybody must pay 1,000 ringgit to climb Mount Kinabalu, the tallest mountain in Southeast Asia. Tallest mountain. By the way, when you go to the top, you're above the clouds, you can see the clouds down. Clouds are down. 1,000. If you want to climb, you have to pay. You know why? There's only one Mount Kinabalu. Right?
Yep. I think people will pay because it's an
If you cannot tahan, you go and climb Mount Gunung Tahan. By the way, you don't pay extra for the jokes. The jokes are complimentary. Uni Razak complimentary. I'm not happy with myself. These very sad jokes that I share with you. It's not even funny. But I have to abuse you with my jokes. Because at home, my wife never laughs at any of my jokes. Whatever jokes I could, she's very serious. I don't know why they're not happy and how to keep them happy anymore. It's like really hard. Only my students are kind to me. They laugh. I always tell my wife, my students are always laugh, very funny, laugh my jokes. And then she'll give me one funny look and she's like, "You've got to be kidding me." She doesn't believe. She doesn't believe. Anyway,
question.
ah,
Do you know why women cannot live without a man?
why?
Because if women live without a man is only woo.
Right. Okay. Very good. So moving on to the more interesting lesson. It's a good joke, lah. I'm sure it is. Right. You try on your wife, see whether she laugh or not. You sure kena one, lah. I guarantee you. No women will laugh at such a thing. They think like it's so childish, it's not even funny. They can't see the humor in it. Anyway, rare. That's the point, rare. So the other word is, what is the word? Imperfectly. Don't use this word imperfectly imitable. These English words are nonsense. Sangat susah to say, understand, and pronounce. I disagree. Just say cannot copy. Cannot copy. Itu saja lah. CC, cannot copy. Cannot copy. And then the other one is what? What did I do? I'm trying to use my finger on my so-called touch screen. Cannot copy. And then the other word is what? Non-substitutable. Cannot copy means cannot copy, something that you have that people cannot copy. And then non-substitutable means cannot be substituted. Okay. What's an example? Example is, let's say I ask Azlina, "Hey Azlina, I want you to go from KL to Penang," right? How can Azlina get from KL to Penang? What method should she use? Guys, how to go from KL to Penang?
Depend the requirement, how urgent. If it's like few hours need to arrive, most of the plan. Then let's say can be in 3 days time, maybe you use a car. I mean, it really depends the urgency on the mood.
Yeah, so what are the methods to go to Penang?
Can be A, can be C, can be land.
Anything else, guys?
If adventurous, can just swim over lah.
And swim over, of course. Just go and take a splash in Port Dickson and keep swinging until you cycling. You can run. My point is, it's substitutable. So she can use it or not use it. You can many different ways to get there. And like what Chan said is correct also. It depends on the imperative. We need to say that she has to get there in 2 hours. Does she get, how much time does she have? How much comfort she wants? Things like that, right? For sure. So when we say substitutable, that's what we mean. Can it be substituted or not, right? So these are things that can impact SCA, right? Unfortunately, I don't have my mouse, but let me just try to see if I can elaborate on this a little bit more. How do I do it? Oh yeah, I need to get another, let me try to get a blank slide. Should I get a blank slide? Yeah. I'm not sure. Wait, how do we apply the instrument? Wait, let me get my pen. I'm going to use this pen. I choose the color. I choose one. Let's see how we apply this, okay, guys? Let me think. Okay, let's say if you got criteria. So the first thing you do is you draw a line this way, and then you draw this way. Okay, then we draw it this way. Actually, I have a pen. Oh, I didn't bring that. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, guys, is everybody listening?
Yes.
What is the first criteria, guys? What was Barney got 4 criteria that you must meet. What is the first one?
Valuable.
Valuable.
Valuable. The second one?
Rare.
Oh, rare. So I just put a short form here. Third one?
Cannot copy.
Yeah, I put
CC,
like that.
CC. CC.
Yeah. And the last one?
Cannot substitute. I'm not sure. One to two.
Yeah, non-substitutable, correct. So I put like this. Okay. Now, since it's important, we need to use this as an instrument of analysis. Then we ask the question, let's analyze a common product. I say a car. Let's analyze, say, what car? Beza. Hey, you have Beza in Sabah. Mona, got our Beza. Okay, no, now I'm very concerned about my students identifying with the samples that we use. So I will now, again, you will be rather impressed. Get ready to be impressed. I'm going to draw a Beza. Freehand, I'm drawing it freehand, guys. I will now draw this. Headlights don't work so good, but I think it's still okay. Note that I always look into the details, unlike my students. So bad. Too mean, lah. What, okay, now guys. So this, as you can see, obviously it's a Beza. A Beza, a well-known car, so you recognize it immediately when I've drawn it. So how do you apply? So now we ask the question, because we want to test the product, okay? Just like you'll be testing products as well. Is the Beza, I think just to make things a little clearer, I feel like some of you, your eyesight not so good. So it's E, Z, Z, A. So it's Beza. Is a Beza valuable? Yes or no?
No.
Huh? Beza car, brand new lah, maka.
If you're talking about mass market, no.
What lah? Beza is being sold everywhere in the city lah. It takes you from A to B.
It's targeted for the mass market. I mean,
Is it valuable?
not
Yeah, it's valuable lah. There's some value to it, for crying out loud. I don't know
Okay.
what you want. You're okay. It's valuable. It has some value. Maybe it's not a BMW 7 Series kind of value, but it's valuable. Is it rare?
No.
No, Beza, because you can get it everywhere. And I heard just now in Sabah also got Beza. So it's everywhere. Not rare. Can it be copied? If Beza come out with something new, isn't it? Car, everybody copy, isn't it? Everybody copy each other all the time. Okay, so if it can be copied,
yeah.
It doesn't meet the criteria, so we give it an X. Okay. Is it substitutable? Let's say if you don't buy a Beza, can you buy something else?
Yes. Can buy
A lot of choices in it. So does it meet the criteria? No, it doesn't. So we give it an X. So what is your conclusion now? Well, if you look at this, it's logical because the car market is a hyper-competitive market. See, a lot of things what people don't realize is that it's a hyper-competitive market. Last time they always say, oh, Proton is a lousy company, Malaysian company, no good. But do you know, if you go to the US, you will see car graveyards, large expenses of space, 50 football fields full of cars left there to die. Nobody's driving them. Why? The same in other countries as well, because the car industry is a hyper-competitive industry right now. And it's well proven because when we apply Barney's SCA, you notice something or not? Because Barney's requirement, you must get a tick in all four. Keperluan Barney. All four, you must get a tick. And how many ticks did you get here?
What?
One. There also Chan said no, but I said yes. Chan is very bad. Isn't it? So you see, so it's very tough, it's very tough. And many industries are like that. So what is your conclusion when you apply the instrument? Your conclusion is that the BEZA does not have a sustainable competitive advantage. Itu saja. That is your conclusion. That's how you apply the instrument.
Can I ask some questions regarding
Sure.
this method? I mean, I definitely agree on the Barney's theory on evaluation on the product.
You mean,
but
don't say Banila, say the purple dinosaur.
The purple dinosaur. I mean, but definitely there are other theories that come in to play around, including like marketing, target niche, the niche segment, all that. So technically, as we're aware, in Malaysia, BEZA is considered one of the sellable sedan. I mean, top, if I'm not mistaken, top 3 lah in Malaysia for the market. So is it can be said, yes, this is a tool to analyze, to give some maybe overview, but it's also come back to how other strategies to work to make it this product like marketable, sellable.
You're jumping the gun, you see. So
Okay.
now our assessment purpose, keep in mind, the purpose of this instrument is now to say whether or not BEZA has got a sustainable competitive advantage, right?
Okay.
So we say it doesn't have. In this case, I am analyzing BEZA. I could be analyzing a new product. Chan has come up with a new product. I might put it there and analyze as well, right? And then later I'll tell you a little bit more about what else we should do, right? So now it's like this. Now, applying this instrument, your conclusion, your inference as a result of applying Barney is that it does not meet the strict note. If you read the journal, it's a strict 4 criteria. You must meet all. Even if you get 3 ticks and 1 X, cannot.
Okay.
Tidak dibenarkan. It's considered as has no sustainable competitive advantage. Okay, but we'll come back to the other points later on. Don't worry, it's very interesting. So now, let me try, because I have nothing better to do. I will draw a straight line. I'm going to draw something. I want to see who, watch carefully up. I want to see who amongst you can identify what I am drawing first. Okay, there's 1 mark in it for you. The person who can shout out the correct description of what I am drawing will be awarded. Okay, now watch. Once again, you probably be quite impressed. Let me see.
This is what diamond.
Correct. Actually, it's my own fault. I'm too good at art.
Yeah.
But it's diamond. So you see, all of y'all ladies all watching, they say, I don't know. I think because they got a real diamond, so they say this cannot be.
I think our frequency too close lah.
Well done, Chan. Once again, you have proven, you have assured me that my drawing is workable. Because in case, some people with very, Azrina, very little respect. Apa dia kata? This is a kite. Nonsense. This is not a kite. It doesn't look anything like a kite. And that's very upsetting when you said that. So luckily no one said kite. But many of you kept very quiet. I'm not sure why. Mona, you didn't say a word. Okay, anyway, coming back to the lesson. Guys, is a diamond valuable? I ask you.
Yes.
or no? Yes. So you say yes. Okay. Is a diamond rare?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Hey, by the way, talking about diamonds, I have seen the largest diamond in the world. You know where's the largest diamond? It's called the pink diamond. It's in Tehran, in Iran. Iran has the largest diamond in the world. And if you go to Iran, and I spent some time in Tehran, by the way, and you go, they have a underground, like a cellar, large one, where they display all their national treasures, right? These national treasures. And one of the main treasure is the pink diamond. Big, but it doesn't look pink, looks more like, they call it a pink diamond. I'm not sure why. It's not your idea, my idea of pink, it's more like translucent like that, like the glass like that. So anyway, I should have brought it back, yeah, because if no one was looking, I could have taken it. Anyway, can it be copied?
No.
No. Of course, some people argue that this nonsense. That one all is a chemical, whatever you used to make, is not the real one. Right? And those of you who say it can be copied, probably your husband gave you one. So please check it properly. Just check. Is it? The big question, guys, is it substitutable? Can you substitute a diamond? This is the question. But before you answer, to help you, let me give you a scenario first. Okay, we create a scenario. So where is Alistair? Are you with us? Not sure.
Yes.
Alistair, because Alistair, I remember you said that you're not married yet, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to, at this point, I'm going to use, why are you laughing? Alistair, these people disregard them totally. I'm not sure why they're laughing, but I know that you're not married, so I'm going to use you as because I need an example for this story. So, okay, Alistair, after he finishes his MBA, and because he learned so much from me, he got another better job, Yeah, he got a better job, so that's really good. And after 6 months, one day on a Monday morning, the boss comes to see Alistair. And the boss is smiling, Monday, but the boss is smiling. And the boss tells Alistair, Alistair, our company is doing very well. And because of that, we're going to give you a big bonus. No. Now, Alistair also smiling. Of course, what? Boss said give a big bonus that same week. Why not? He's happy, right? So, knowing that, Alistair goes back and Alistair meets his girlfriend. He meets his girlfriend and what he tells her? Listen, darling, this Saturday, I'm going to buy you a diamond ring. He tells her, he tells her. Now she is also smiling. Okay, everybody's happy, right? Then on Wednesday, when he comes back to work, boss comes to see Alistair again. But this time, guys, boss got black face and very angry. Or should I say red face? Angry. The boss says, tell Alistair, you know what? We have the worst accountant in the world. He put the dot in the wrong place. The company is not making money. We're losing money. And you know what he tell Alistair? He tell Alistair, you're lucky you can keep your job. Forget about the bonus. No bonus for you. I say, Alistair pun a bit sad but what to do? The boss said that already. It's okay. That's still okay. He goes back. That's Sunday. Alistair is sweating. Because he said this Saturday, he's buying a diamond ring for his girlfriend. Now no bonus. So now he got problem. So think. Suddenly, on Friday, Alistair come up with an idea. You know what is Alistair's idea? Never mind. I can't buy her a diamond ring. I'll buy her a gold ring. I'll buy her a gold ring. So Alistair buys her a gold ring. And on Saturday, and he goes to see her, he hands her that little box. He hands her the box and she takes it. What is she expecting? What?
A diamond ring.
She's
Diamond ring.
But when she opens, what does she see?
Gold.
Gold.
Acceptable.
Yes.
Technically, yes, because it's more valuable. I mean,
hello. How can the gold ring be more valuable than a...
Gold has got better resale value than diamond.
That means you expect her to leave you and resell the ring anyway. Nonsense. Alistair, I think you're not clear on the concept. You see, Alistair, listen carefully. You need to, even if the others don't. Alistair, when you're buying a lady a diamond ring, it's not just about the value, it's about the meaning, isn't it? It's much more than that, right? So generally, most of the women will say, no, you promised me a diamond ring, you better give me. Mona, correct or not? So, if you promise me a diamond ring and now you give me a gold ring, bloody nonsense. See, a diamond, what is that? That diamond means forever. Forever. Guys, girls, and Alistair is thinking that she has to resell it easier tomorrow. Ada ke macam tu?
I think this one have to blame to the marketing. Who's the first person that market the diamond forever? Then all this gimmick come out.
You know why Chan cakap macam tu? Because he's cheap. He doesn't want to buy a diamond ring. So you find all kind of excuse and blame everybody. Inilah orang. Oh, cheapskates. No. So what I'm saying is, in that context, the diamond is what? We can argue that the diamond is non-substitutable. It's something that they expect. And of course, the ladies are so humble and kind, they will just smile and say, okay lah. But in their heart, oh, bloody hell. In their heart, they say, like that, better, how much is the resale value? So, Alistair, so all of you learned something today, but Alistair learned much more. He learned the importance. See, some things, you buy a car, you can look at resale value. You buy a ring and you ask for resale value for your girl. Alistair, I hope... this is another cantik lah. Cantik, your answer just like cantik. Because both of you trying to find a way out. Ladies, you see, this is the problem with men, they're cheap, they're trying to find a way out, they don't want to commit. Ashkin, they don't want to commit. Correct or not? Ashkin, correct or not? Correct. I see, she said correct. They don't want to commit. They're cheap, they want to find a way out, they don't want to commit. And we have them all right here. All those categories are here. I'm sorry. Guys, right. I have to, but by the way, I have to just say, just kidding, because I'm sure the guys are now hating on me. No, just kidding.
Not really, because I want to explain that because we save the money for our future, for the couple future. That's why lah.
You want to save the money? Nonsense. Yeah, nonsense. You're worried because in case you change your mind.
Prof, after you tell all these stories, I think a lot of here who are singles will remain singles for the forever.
No lah. Hello, it's the opposite. I'm giving them some guidance lah. Right? If you're serious about her, buy her a diamond ring. Buy a diamond ring because then you can tell her that this is what it means and everything. It's more meaningful lah. Yeah, otherwise you go and buy a kitty cat ring or something. So,
diamond no resale value.
Wow, this Mona very very realistic.
That's why I'm trying to tell you, it's expensive, but it's not something that you just go out there and just sell it away because it's meant to be kept by you, and it's a kind of the other intrinsic values. I take another class to explain all this. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Come back to this one.
It's no good, Chan. No resale value for our future. For your future with the couple. No. In case of emergency, cannot.
I don't know lah. I think you all are confusing your cars and your material items with things that mean more. Anyway, the point is, this is how. So guys, my point is this. When you are doing your assignment, you can use this instrument. You can put your product here. Itu dia. You can put your product here and you can do the analysis as well. So that is the analysis, okay? And remember, Barney is strict, meaning to say you must get a tick on all 4 criteria. Sometimes you can get 3, 2, 1, cannot. It must be all 4. Now we come back to the other question that Chan was talking about. Chan says, other issues, that means maybe what if you have some product that only got 3 ticks and some got 2 what do you do? So for example, in the case of Beza, okay, got 3. So we realize that, hey, in terms of analysis, what should they do? You see, by having this analysis, it allows you to ask all the right questions. Guys, I have been a judge for many a startup company competitions, many. And you know what's the sad part? When I hear the other judges ask questions, the questions are all not quite right. Right? It's like, for example, when we talk about the Beza, then they say, hey, your Beza is white and blue in color. Can you maybe make the Beza red in color? But you see, the color does not go towards any kind of competitive advantage. It doesn't. You're asking the wrong question to determine the sellability or the sustainability of the product, right? So the question you should ask is, hey, the Beza can easily be copied by people. What can we do to prevent that? That's the right question. Or, hey, people don't buy the Beza, they can buy some other car. Why should they buy the Beza? That's the right question because it's substitutable one. So you ask that question. So if Mona is the MD of the company, when people ask this question, hey, can substitute there's nothing fancy about your car. Every car also got this thing. Then Mona starts to think. And as the MD of the company, she says, okay, here's what we do. We collaborate with an insurance company and we come up with a calculation table, look at all the risk factors and each person. We sell you the car. You buy this car, you never have to buy insurance for the next 10 years. That's it. Nobody else offers this. Have you ever bought a car where they say you don't have to buy insurance for the next 10 years? Or tell you that you don't have to buy road tax for the next 10 years? Ashikin, if I sell you a car and I say, you buy this car, this car is called the Roland Max. The name of the car. Roland Max, new car. Ashikin say, hey, your car just like the Beza. But when you buy my car, you do not have to buy insurance and road tax for the next 10 years because it's all covered. We have done a special deal with all the relevant parties for 10 years. No worries about insurance and no worries about road tax. Would that be interesting to you? Madam, would you consider it?
Interesting, yes.
Would you like to have a coffee while we discuss further? I tell you, it's so simple, What do you do? Instead of giving a discount on the car, I put all your costs into the car and I sell it to you. But to you, it's very exciting. That is why, if you go and buy a BMW, I'm talking about the high-end 7 Series. Why you go and buy so expensive this car? Too expensive, blah, blah, blah. And then the maintenance, one of the big issue with BMW cars is what? The maintenance, takut maintenance kind. Because if it's spoiled, very expensive. It's true, and it's true. So how come they can sell? Because
5 years free maintenance.
Exactly. 5 years. You don't have to. You don't care. Right or not? You send whatever you want to change. Doesn't matter. So my point is, by applying Barney, we can ask all the right questions. So like to answer Chan's question earlier about all the other factors, yes. How do we solve? Does that mean that, okay, sekarang, Beza only got 1 tick, got 3x, kita buang Beza? No, it's not buang Beza. It's not say we don't consider the product. We now have to investigate and find out what we can do to get that advantage. Isn't it?
So, Prof,
Ask
is
the
it
right. Yeah, sorry.
sorry, to answer back my question, so is it safe to say, although let's say Beza is only one tick, only I mean the cross will be the rare, cannot copy, cannot non-substitutable. So by using the extra value added, like what Prof mentioned, tie up with a insurance company with the 10 years whatever thing, then the rare it will become thick, the cannot copy become a thick, like all these will become thick, something like that, is it?
No.
Okay, no.
No. It's only you find that it becomes a tick in terms of the what you say cannot copy. People can copy what. Let's say if you are very successful, wow, Beza are selling very well because they have this free. What will happen? The other car also will follow, isn't it?
Example lah, I have how to say agreement with the insurance company, say, oh, you cannot offer to other competitors. Example lah, if I manage to get that example.
Of course. But the problem here is the reality of the market is there are many insurance companies. Okay, fine, you sign up, you have a great idea, good for you. So you have a competitive advantage maybe for 6 or 8 months before people realize you start selling many cars. How come they keep on selling? Then they find out they will copy you. So you will find that the advantage will be for a certain period only. Right?
Okay.
So then we say, oh, then how do we because that one you cannot protect. You cannot say, oh, the license only for me. Cannot, isn't it? Because other people can do it as well, right? So then, in the same way, like what we discussed just now, you go back to all the questions and ask again, how can we make it different? What can we do? Or at least how can we reduce the number of crosses here? X. How can we reduce X to have more ticks? Then you start asking this question. But you ask in a sense that in relation to people copying you, in relation to substitution, in relation to rare. You ask in that sense. Don't go and ask, oh, yes, you want to sell it in this color. Can we have a different color? Those are all kind of silly questions, or not questions that go to the core of how to make it sustainable or having the competitive advantage. So that's what
this is my personal opinion. I just want to share. I mean to see your opinion.
Sure.
For the cannot copy and also the non-substitution, for me, in my opinion, in this current world, I think most of the thing is can copy and can substitute it. It's just the matter of the cost or the financially whether and the time whether it is makes sense for you to substitute it or you copy it, but you need to dump a lot of money or time or whatever things just to acquire that kind of I would say that copy thingy thing or that kind of thing. I mean that's my personal opinion I mean from the way I mean you I believe Prof, you know this company called what already the Rocket is it? I mean whatever successful business model
Rocket is DAP Rocket is DAP.
I forgot what's the name already. It's technically copy all the successful business model in the world and they replicate in different country just to grab all the market share. Then after that they sell off. I believe what's the name? I suddenly cannot recall. That
you're getting old, Chan. You're getting old.
Yeah.
How you can remember all these things?
We understand that. I mean, due to the stress at home.
Chan, you are another one now. I only answered that question and it was answered at the start here. What did Peter Sanjay say? You're right.
Faster.
So what is Peter Sanjay saying? He's saying the real competitive advantage actually, even you add the insurance you bring in a Tesla technology all of these, at some point somebody is going to copy it. Somebody. So the trick is to continuously learn, continuously improve. You must continuously do that. You cannot rest. It must be done. Your creativity, your innovation must come in continuously. That's what Peter Sanjay is saying. At the end of the day. So I gave you the conclusion at the start.
Okay. Because there was a conflict for this and also the sustainable. Because in my mind, the sustainable is for like coming 5 years, 6 years. So this one, I understand this part. It's just like the time was conflict with the idea of sustainability for the competitive advantage. So that's why I'm looking at 5 years, 6 years, definitely got people copy already unless you still keep tweaking, changing. Yeah,
It
then that makes sense.
depends. Sometimes in some industries, the copying can be done within hours. Sometimes it will take 10 years, 12 years. It
Yep.
depends. In
Yep.
fact, I don't know if you all know that a very interesting thing is there are some companies in Malaysia, small privately owned companies who couldn't compete anymore in Malaysia because Malaysia is also improving with the technology, blah, blah, blah. And they found that they could not cope because there were some big players, this and that. You know what they did? They went to Africa. They went and set up shop in some parts of Africa because that was in the 1980s, 1990s. They left Malaysia, took their business, took their money. They went to, these are Malaysians, by the way. They went to Africa and they set up shop there. Why? Because Africa was still in the 1950s. Their development status was still in the 1950s. Malaysia was in the 1980s, 90s. So because of the movement of technology and so on, it became hard to compete. So they went that side. And then they found markets there where for them, when they went to African side, they were modern. They were new. But in Malaysia, they were not. So yeah, so it can happen that way. So this issue of time period is, well, depends on the product, but one thing's for sure, with digitization and IoT and IR4, it's moving very, very fast. And it only belongs to a few people, not everybody, because not everybody is on that, how should I say?
Industry.
On that trajectory, I would say. It's not about industry. Industry is also one thing, but a lot of people are not on board. You'll be surprised, guys. You'll be surprised. Recently we were organizing a wedding, so we sent out the app. Now this wedding, nobody send a card anymore. I got some card for some old people, like my mother must give a card, otherwise she get very annoyed. Some my old auntie Mona, my auntie, very old one, must go physically, even though it's kind of inconvenient, but we gotta go so that they can eyeball us. Is that you? So, but having said that, I remember one very funny thing, somebody was really upset because you know what they say, I won't say who but they were upset. Apparently the sister, this is how she talked, her hand was like this. My sister in Penang, you know what she do? She took her camera, took a photo of the card and sent it to me. She said she couldn't come. She took a photo of the card and sent to me. Her sister, so she's very upset. She said, oh, my sister thinks she's very smart. You know what I'm going to do? I take the $100, I take a photo and send the photo to her, the $100 bill. I can send 3-4 times also. Never mind. You what? Nonsense. Ashikin, this is nonsense. Your own sister. Never mind. Just biarkan saja. Memang dah lah, got so many people they have to visit, right? And you want to get upset. That's old thinking. This upset all these orang, old thinking. You got to get away from that. So I got angry. Send my this one. I sent the gift to you. Ambil gambar. Jahat. Very bad. So anyway, coming back to the point. My point is this. Talking about technology. So the invitation is an app, It's an app. Now you talk that wedding invitation kind of the app. So you'd be surprised, Mona. We send the app. The app you send, dia dapat app. On dia tengok macam tu saja. Just the name there, nothing there. So okay, then they off it. Never touch. Actually, you gotta, you gotta move it the thing, then you move, and then it say where's the wedding, and then at the bottom you must click. You must click and write down your name that you're attending or not attending. Right now, even if you're not attending, you also must put. Some people look at it and then off it. They thought that was the end of it. Not sure why. Other people scroll, but didn't realize that they have to click to give the RSVP. So nothing came in. And some people, it's sad, I'm talking about people in their 50s. They cannot do, and they must wait for their daughter or son to come back to do it. I tell you guys, all of you here, make sure you be spot on with the technology. If not, tomorrow you have to wait for your children to come.
We are transforming to become a purple dinosaur also.
I know, yeah, that would be real dinosaur. And then you tell your child, make sure you come back by 6 o'clock. Professor Roland having a class. I don't know how to on my Google Meet. I don't know. That time you'll be my PhD student. You know, I don't know how to. So what I'm saying is, stay in touch with technology. Stay in front of it. Use it. Don't be afraid. You know, and a lot of people will help you as you go along. Because for 1 year, 2 years, you don't use it. After 5 years, 6 years, you cannot come back. You know, it's susah. It's very hard to get back, and then there'll be a gap, huge. They call it the generation gap. You know, so that's something to share. So anyway, so Chantik, I hope that answered your question to some extent. I never answer any questions actually. I always talk about everything else and sometimes a question. So, but the point is, that's how you would use it. So guys, my point is, when you learn this, just remember it's a very powerful, well accepted instrument, Bani, which is why I don't like Bani, because he came up with it first. But there's another instrument that I will teach you someday. I will not someday, maybe next week if I remember, which is my instrument. Mona, this is mine. You don't. But you will apply it in conjunction with Bani. Very interesting, guys. Very powerful, right? So by knowing this, you apply to the company or whatever you're assessing, you use SEA. Use and check. Your conclusion will be, oh, chances are your conclusion will be they do not have an SCA because one of the items. So if one of the items you get across, what you must then ask the question, how do we fix this? So you say, hey, this one, in terms of that, people can copy it. Can we patent it? Can we have a trademark? Can we get our lawyers to draw up something to protect us? If you do that, then you have an opportunity to have a SCA. So basically, that's how you use it. It's not that difficult. Just go through the notes. I've already put it up for you. I put up a slide video as well for you to just take a look, see. Nothing too difficult. All right. So are there any other questions, guys?
Can I still ask one more, Prof?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Prof, I mean, I want to listen from your personal point of view. I mean, definitely you have learned and acquired a lot of theories. Some theory, definitely you agree, and some theory can cause some conflict of whatever theory you have initially or experience that you have encountered in the industry, which you feel, I mean, it's not really applicable. Just want to know from your sharing, like how do you actually select the right tools or theories to use? Is it based on your preference or based on your experience? Then you feel this tool should be used because last time I used it, it's successful. So I believe this tool is more applicable. Yeah, something like that. Just want to understand.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of theories. The important thing to remember is that for teaching pedagogical purposes, when I'm dealing with you guys, I use the tried and tested one that I know can work, and it's not too difficult for you to understand, because I want you to quickly understand and apply. I don't want you, there's some other instruments that are a little bit more, takes a little bit more time. So we don't want to go there. But for these purposes, for the MBA purpose, is for you to know a basic theory, understand it, and apply it. You do that, you are meeting the basic criteria here. Now, as far as instruments are concerned, don't restrict yourself. Don't feel like, okay, this has to be it. No. But the point is, if you understand one or two instruments accurately how it works, you'll find that when you use other instruments and there might be new ones coming up, you will know what to do with it. Same way like theories, for example, you look at an old theory, okay, you understand the theory, you know how to criticize it, you know how to, its advantages, strengths, weakness, you understand how this theory works. Once you do that, when a new theory comes, then you can assess it as well, right? Unfortunately, many of these things are not straightforward, good or bad. There might be some good points about it, there might be some not so good. So it's a matter of judgment as to which one you will use, right? So in that sense, so maybe next week if I apply the other instrument, my instrument along with Barney's, you will see how it can be further enhanced and how you can use it for practical purposes, right? And I always believe instruments are most powerful when you use it in your head. So like me, for example, if I'm having a coffee with somebody in a hotel lobby, so I'm having a coffee and they are trying to, maybe they are a new startup and they're trying to get me to invest in their business. While they are talking about it, in my head, I'm running, I'm running valuable, rare, cannot be copied, non-substitutable, right? And a few other things that I use. But basically, for example, this one is running in my head. And if I say, hey, my goodness gracious, this guy, this person, their business is got all is meeting all of Bali's SCA, he invite me for coffee. Now, when in my head, the business idea meets all the criteria, I will say, hey, let's hang around for lunch. I buy you lunch. Now I buy you lunch. Because the idea is good and I'm interested. So like that. Of course, you cannot apply Bali in isolation. Hopefully next week I can show you something else. I'm really keen, guys, to show you all the instruments, the key ones that I'm talking about. Hopefully next week, because it'll help you. It'll help you. Yes, I tell you guys, it'll help you, not only yourself, but you can help other people. Kadang-kadang, especially husbands are the worst. Some friend will come in with some idea and tell the husband, hey, this business idea very good. The husband, oh, yeah. Very nonsense. He doesn't understand. So Mona will tell him, your idea very good. Okay, come, let me test with the instrument. Pop, pop, pop. That's it. You sure die one. Mona, good. It's true. It's true. Do you know that in the world of entrepreneurship, the worst thing you can have is a man and a new idea. It's true. They don't say women, they say a man and a new idea, because men will take that jump and chances are he's going to fail. Women, on the other hand, will think twice. They're a bit more careful. They check, like that. Men are foolhardy. You know the word foolhardy? It starts with the word fool. F-O-O-F. It's true. Aslina, is it true or not?
Azina doesn't.
I don't want you to minus my mark.
Hello, I will add your mark lah. So what? So guys, this learning, you can help your brother, your sister. Most of the husbands cannot be helped lah, but you try lah. And then also you can help other people. You can help your cousin. Misalnya your cousin want to start a new business. You see, Azlina, kalau you punya, let's say your adik lah, nak start business, then you cakap, oh, no good lah, this business, lousy lah. They will say, yeah, you jealous lah, you apalah. Yeah lah, dia mesti marah kan? Or even worse, Ashkin, if your own child come to you and say, mak, bapak saya, I want to start this business. I tak mau belajar lagi lah, I want to start business. What do you tell them? What do you tell them? If you say no, you will shut them off. Kan? They don't want to talk to you anymore. My father, my mother, talk to other people. Never do that. You know what you must do? Yes, good idea. You don't want to study anymore, is it? You want to just go and do a business, is it? Can. Come, let's sit down. Then you tell them, let's look at your business plan. What is your business model? I tell you what, then you ask them this. You, in your head, meanwhile, you're running the instruments. And you ask them the question. Good question. Say, yeah, business is good. But here, answer this question first. Jadi, they will feel that you are listening to them, but at the same time, you have good points. Not just simply saying, yeah, no good. Kids are like that lah. So what I'm trying to say, the reason why I take a lot of trouble, this one will join next week's lesson, is because you can help other people. If you don't do yourself, you can tolong orang lain so that they don't make a mistake. Kalau tidak, they will, it's very sad how many children go and ask the mother, especially if they got 1 or 2 kids, they go and ask the mother or father, I want to start a business. I like to play computer games, so I want to set up a computer shop. My friend and me together set up a computer shop. I need $200,000. So, because the parents sayang nak anak dia, they take out his EPF money ke whatever, okay lah, tak apalah, you start. This is the problem. And you know what? I guarantee you, after 2 years, the business is gone, the money is gone, it's all gone. But at the same time, to say no pun susah kan. After the anak say, "Yo, what is this?" But you don't say no. So I will show you. So this course, you are learning not only how to analyze businesses, how to manage your family as well.
It's a parenting workshop together.
Exactly, parenting workshop. That's a good word. There's another mark for him. Everybody, this I'm taking it from Morna. Morna is only laughing at the jokes and not sharing anything. I've taken it from Morna this time and I've given it to Chan. Parenting workshop. But it's real. Whatever I'm telling you.
Yeah. Putting me in a very difficult situation. Whenever I meet them in real person, I most probably will get blasa or will get something from them.
Get from who?
Mona, who else? Shikin. In a way, I'm like
please once again, Chan, don't tell me all your problems. That one you face on your own. Nothing to do with me. Your problem, his psychological problems, issues, all never mind. I don't want to extend it.
I think I should look for you during sem break.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I'm so sorry. I promised you all 37 minutes. I took 38. So I will catch you again next week. Make sure you come next week. Be very interesting, very good learning, guys. Right. So thank you for your attention. If there are no more questions, please check out I've uploaded the notes. Everything is there, and there's a video as well for you to check out. I think it should be quite interesting. All right. See you when I see you next.